You see, we cannot continue to do the wrong things and expect to get good results. One of the things, I'll give you an example on state institutions. If you take your minds back, we had a heated debate on the midterm census. And the institution I represent in a coalition, the National Elections Watch, we stood our ground. Not that a midterm census was not useful, not that it was not useful for development purposes, but elections and governance has a calendar. Anything falling short of that calendar would interfere with the space, and it would be a cutback on what we should have mobilized as progress. So what happened was that the civil registration was supposed to take course. And we saw a number of problems ahead because these were issues we have highlighted in the 2018 elections reports. We saw how, for example, getting credible data and accounting for the identity of every eligible citizen was a challenge. And so we said, can the government and people of Sierra Leone invest into a civil registration process where we can get all eligible Sierra Leoneans 18 and above to be accounted for with their names, full details, and biometric features? That process was not something we could hold as credible. A number of people were left out, the process was slow, a number of things went wrong with the confirmation of the civil registration process. Fast forward, a year down the line, everybody is shouting, head of National Elections Watch, where are you? Problems are going on with the registration. No, but it went wrong long time ago in the past. We tried as best as possible. We intervened. We said, forget about midterm census. Concentrate on the civil data. Make sure we get it right. This is only when no eligible Sierra Leonean will be left behind. We are battered. Everything. Just think of what happened to us during that period, but we stood our ground. Today we are facing the consequence, and that is the consequences of bad governance. I've just given that one example for us to show a situation where what we should do now, we fail to do it, and then in the next couple of months we want things to be right. It cannot be right. The mistake has been done. So it's the same thing with our state institutions. I have said a couple of times through our advocacy platforms, let us holistically review the 1991 Constitution. That Constitution does not support a democratic state. What will happen 2016, 2015, 2014, I am going backwards. It was the SLPP who were crying. They were my best friends. I am friends with the opposition because I'm friends with democracy. In a democracy, you must like opposition because it's about opposing you. If you push opposition, there is no democracy. They were all over the place. The letters on my office table are like this in 2016, 2015, complaining. And it is the same issue today that APC are sending the same letters complaining. How do we want to continue into a political jigsaw? Why can't we fix the problem? Making sure that supreme executive authority, those issues that are cut back to the state and democracy, we address them. Appointment is a critical issue. So what we are having, for example, is what we call a regime-serving police. They will do anything, right? Today, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for those who are benefiting. One thing I like about the police, like quote unquote, they do not change. They will go to lengths to misuse and abuse power. And when the other party comes to power, they do the same thing to them. They have never changed their stance. What you want us to do, we will do it. It should not be. We are nurturing a society, a violent society. It should not be the case. Let us try as best as possible to promote professional policing, a police that is accountable and subjected to civil oversight. That's why some of us believe that the police should be put forward to scrutiny, and those things that they have done wrong, they should account for police brutality, notwithstanding the rights of police officers also, because they are performing a sacred duty to the state. They also have lives that also should be respected and protected. For me, those parameters, I believe in the principles of democracy. We should all disagree because we are not thinking the same. We are not the same, but those fundamental principles, whether you are Minister Soiree, whether you are head of IGL and Rula Valley, whether you are head of campaign for good governance, Marcella Samba, or whether you are Mr. Berete, formerly spokesperson in the former government, we should not go below those fundamental principles. Respect for the rights and views of individuals, freedom of association, the right to protest. Some of the things we do, we don't jump in the streets. My organization do not believe in protest. We do not do protest. We do voice. We believe in talking. That's why when we see the space for speaking out is shrinking, we feel very, very much aggrieved. We believe in letting citizens have a voice to dialogue with their leaders. We believe to create a space like this when we can speak the truth. That is another point. We need to institute patterns of honesty in the country. Insincerity is the bedrock of our politics. People are looking at you. They see this as black and they will tell you it is white right in your face. And they want to force you to believe it is white. It is wrong.
All right.
We are living in a society that is predominantly going to be violent. And when you suppress people, you suppress their views, they are going to find outlets to bring their views to the fore. I want to encourage us all. It sounds as if I'm preaching tonight. I want to encourage us all. Our society is our future. We cannot allow our society to be going down and we keep quiet. We think that it is right. It is not right. We will all be held accountable. Posterity will judge us one day.
Okay.